Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to Michael in the Morning. Today is Saturday, October 17th, 2020, and this is your second stimulus check and second stimulus package update. We have a lot of important information to go over, so in today's video, we're first going to go over how senior White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow came out yesterday morning on Friday and said on Fox Business News that it would be almost impossible to execute a stimulus relief package before the November election, even if Congress overcame a months-long impasse and struck a deal. But he did say it would be possible to have a smaller bill passed, similar to the one that Mitch McConnell has set to vote on for Monday. Moving on, we're going to talk about how, similar to Larry Kudlow's call to reallocate the $300 billion in unused funds from the CARES Act, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is set to have a vote in the Senate on Monday to pass a $500 billion second stimulus bill. We're going to go over what is going on there. And finally, at the end of the video, we're going to talk about Nancy Pelosi and a letter she sent to her colleagues yesterday about differences that Democrats and Republicans still have on the second stimulus package, how they're going to overcome them, and what she expects moving forward. We're going to go over all of this and more, but before we get started, it would really mean a lot if you could like the video down below and subscribe to my channel. It says about 50% of you watching are not subscribed, and if you'd like to stay up to date on the second stimulus check, second stimulus package, as well as other news updates, so then please be sure to subscribe. Also, don't forget, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below, and get $20 when you download the M1 Finance app as well. So, senior White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow said Friday morning on Fox Business News that it would be almost impossible to execute a stimulus relief package before the November election, even if Congress overcame a months-long impasse and struck a deal. He explained how with only 18 days until the presidential election, there's technically enough time for people to receive another stimulus check, but it's unlikely that this will happen. Based on the timeline by Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin that he provided a couple of weeks ago, there's still enough time for people to receive a payment before the election if Congress can hurry up and get a bill passed quickly. Talking to reporters a couple weeks ago, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin said that if a deal was passed on Monday and stimulus checks are included in this bill, well, then he could ultimately start printing them the following week and issue up to 50 million payments in 1 week very quickly. Kudlow did go on to say, however, that maybe some of the second stimulus bill could be executed, but ultimately said that you couldn't get a grand, large, big stimulus package passed before the election like President Trump wants. As a result, Kudlow urged lawmakers to reallocate the $300 billion in unused funds from the CARES Act and use it to extend boosted unemployment benefits, reopen the Paycheck Protection Program for direct stimulus checks, and a $25 billion bailout for airlines. He explained how all Congress has to do is appropriate it and they can get this unused funds out very quickly. Moving on, Kudlow's comments came one day after President Trump told Fox Business that he was considering actually upping his offer for a second stimulus package above the White House's current $1.8 trillion offer. President Trump has come out multiple times within the last couple of days and told Congress to go higher, to go big or go home. Trump explained how Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to give anything because she thinks it will help her with the election. But ultimately, Trump said that he thinks Nancy Pelosi has this whole situation wrong because he thinks it'll hurt with the election because everyone knows that she's holding up a second stimulus package and people aren't going to want to vote her back in. Next up is similar to Larry Kudlow's call to reallocate $300 billion in unused funds from the CARES Act. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is set to have a vote in the Senate on Monday for a $500 billion second stimulus bill. This bill includes direct stimulus checks, but it doesn't specify to who and how much. It also includes unemployment benefits. And if you'd like more information on this stimulus bill, well, then check out the video I made yesterday, which I will link down below. McConnell came out and said that what he's going to put on the floor for a vote in the Senate is what Senate Republicans, 52 out of 53 of them, feel like it is an appropriate response to what's going on in the economy right now. However, it's important to note that Larry Kudlow said that if Pelosi and Mnuchin and the White House could reach an agreement on what they want in a second stimulus package, the administration would be able to get enough Senate Republicans on board. Kudlow explains how the president wants a deal ultimately, and he said that Treasury Secretary Mnuchin is negotiating this deal, but that with less than 3 weeks before the election, it's going to be very difficult to get something passed before then. And finally, even though Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin continue to talk every single day, and yesterday they achieved a breakthrough on a national testing strategy, Democrats have been insisting that there isn't much optimism in Congress right now that they'll reach a deal on more stimulus before Election Day. Many lawmakers have come out and said in the last couple of days that they simply think we are out of time. And Pelosi said that there are still big differences on the essentials in the second stimulus package. In a letter to her colleagues, Pelosi wrote yesterday that many other disagreements still remain. She said how these disagreements include, but are not limited to, funding for state and local governments, tax benefits for working families, support for vulnerable and small businesses, and child funding. She said they all agree on unemployment benefits and direct stimulus checks, but these are major aspects that are holding up negotiations right now. So ultimately, we're going to have to wait and see what happens with Congress, with Steve Mnuchin, Mitch McConnell, and Nancy Pelosi. But the best case scenario is a bill can pass before the election if they hurry up in the early parts of next week. And if they do get that passed, Mnuchin said that they can get 50 million stimulus checks out within 1 week. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.